So this is the first set of homeworks for year 8. And we're just going to do this one as an example so that if you're stuck at any point, just watch the video of the relevant question. So question 1, list the factors of 28. Well, the factors are the numbers which have a product to multiply together to give 28. So for example, 1 times 28 is 28. So 1 and 28 are both factors. It's good to do these in pairs. Okay, now there's a little trick you can do. If you can halve 28, if you can halve the one on the right, 14, and then double this one. If you can halve it again and double this one. So these are all factors of 28, so you've got your pairs. Now you can't halve 7 and get an integer, so that's that. So we have to check if 28 is in the 3 times table, but it's not, and the 5 times table or the 6 times table, but it's also not in those. So it's 1, 28, 2 and 14, and 4 and 7. You can put those in ascending order if you'd like this, 1, 2, 4, 7, 14, 28, and you can do that by literally reading down here and then up here. Okay, so these are the factors of 28. Okay, the factors of 73, well obviously 1 times 73, and I can't halve 73 because it's odd, so it wouldn't give me an integer. So it's not in the 2s. 3 times table, I could check it by doing this. 3 is in. 3s doesn't go exactly into 13, so that's no good. If it's not in the 2s, it won't be in the 4s. It's obviously not in the 5s. If you keep going through, actually, you'd see that 73 is what's called a prime number, has only 2 factors, 1 and itself. Okay, write in figures. What that means is this, so 2,703. That's in figures. Note there's 3 units, but no tens, so I've got a 0 there. Okay, again, figures, 23,000. We should have hundreds then, but it's got tens, so that must mean we've got no hundreds, 2 tens, and 6 units. 23,026. Okay, to add these together, obviously without a calculator, I'm going to put them in columns. 2 add 6 is 8. 9 add 5 is 14. So we write the units there, and the tens we're going to carry. 3 add 1 is 4. Add this one is 5. 548. Okay, got another addition here, 512. Now be careful where you place this to add. The 7 here is units, so it should be there, and the 7 there should be underneath the tens. 9, 8, 5, so 5, 8, 9. Okay, some subtraction now. 880, take away 3, 2, 9. Now we've got a problem because we can't do 0 take away 9. So we have to borrow 1 from the 8. If you borrow 1 from 8, it's left with 7, and the 1 comes here to make 10. 10 take away 9 is 1, 7 take away 2 is 5, 8 take away 3 is 5. 5, 5, 1. Another subtraction, 2, 1, 5. Again, careful with how we lay it out. This 9 is units, so it goes there. I can't do 5 take away 9, so I borrowed 1, so I'll have 0 left there and 1 left there. 15 take away 9. I can't do 0 take away 5, so I'm going to have borrow 1 there. So this now becomes 10 take away 5, which is 5, 156. Okay, question 9. 54 times 8. I'm going to use grid method just because that's what we're looking at in class. 54 times 8. For this box, I'm doing 50 times 8. 5 times 8 is 40, but it was 50 times 8, so it's 400. And for this box, 4 times 8, 32. I add those together to get 432. 65 times 8, similar method. 65 times 8. 6 times 8 is 48, but it was 60, so it's 480. 5 times 8 is 40. If I add those together, 4 add 8 is 12. 4 add 1 is 5. 520. Now this, I don't actually need to do the same method. This is sort of a cheat method because I'm multiplying by 10. If I imagine my columns, so I've got units, tens, hundreds, thousands, 789. If I times by 10, everything moves one place that way. 7, 8, 9. And because I've got nothing in the units, I put a 0. So everything just moves up one column. This one's really similar. Instead of timesing by 10, you're timesing by 100. So everything's going to move 2 columns that way, which means I'm going to need 2 zeros. Okay, simplify this. Now it might look a bit disgusting because it's got letters in it as well as numbers, but there is a little way we can do it. So we just look at this bit first. 5b take away 2b. Well, if I had 5 of them and I took away 2, I've got 3 left. So now I've got 3b plus 8b. 3 plus 8 is 11, so that's 11b. Similar for this one. 6x add 3x is 9x. Take away 6x, 9 take away 6, 3x. Okay, this is a bit confusing because they're not very good at drawing their x's, but what this means is something times by 12 is 108. Sometimes this will be written as 12 times something is 108. In either way, we're just going to do the inverse. So I've got my letter x, I'm timesing by 12, and I get 108. So I'm going to have to go back again. Opposite of times is divide. How many 12s go into 108? So you can either count in 12s till you get to 108. You might know how many 12s go into 108. It is 9. So here x equals 9. Got a similar one here. X divided by 10 equals 8, sometimes shown to be x divided by 10 equals 8. So we have x divided by 10 is 8. Opposite of divide by 10 is times 10. So I'm just doing 8 times 10, 80. It's all about doing the inverse, the opposite with those ones. Okay, calculate the mean. Mean is about adding and then dividing. So I'm going to add up all these numbers. 2 add 6 is 8, plus 6 is 14, plus 5 is 19, plus 6 is 25. So they add to give 25, and I'm going to divide by how many numbers are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers. 25 divided by 5 is 5. So my mean is 5. Median, I have to put them in ascending order, so from smallest to biggest. So 6, 8, 13, 21, 21, and the median is the middle. So exactly in the middle of those would be 13. So my median is 13, but they have to be in order. Whenever it gives you a question about a shape, I would draw it. So I've got a square and its side length is 5 centimetres. Well, you might think, which side? Well, because it's a square, all the sides are equal and they're all 5 centimetres. I'm finding the perimeter. Perimeter is adding up all the lengths. So I've got 5, add 5, add 5, add 5, because it goes all the way around, which is 20 centimetres. So perimeter. And there's another perimeter question here. So I'm going to draw my rectangle. Mine isn't a particularly good picture because height's meant to be 11 and width's meant to be 3. It doesn't actually matter. If you're finding it a bit confusing, feel free to draw a longer one like that. But I don't really mind because I'm just using it as a sketch. So perimeter, I'm going to add them up again. So 11 plus 3 plus, this one's also 11 plus 3. Okay, and that is 28 centimetres. That's all those questions, which should now mean that you can do all of your homework. Use it. Let me know if you get stuck.